Ho, 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 ho. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Call of Duty Zombies enthusiasts. Welcome back to more Zombies reaction content coverage and my perspective on it. Who am I? Well, of course, I'm Chris Allen, Technics channel extraordinaire, but I'm also a long-time hardcore extreme zombies lovers with multiple round 100 maps that I've cleared. Or, I've gone past round 100. I phrased that so poorly. But either way, we're here continuing our Black Ops 6 Zombies coverage, mostly because I have nothing else to react to, but also because I have nothing else to do. That doesn't mean I'm going to react to literally everything Black Ops Zombies related, although if there is a market for that, I will indulge a little bit if people want it. I give the people what they want, or at least I try to. But also because I'm interested, so last we left off, my last big, like, 40 fucking minute reaction was basically to all the Black Ops 6 zombie stuff that they revealed. Now, historically speaking, because I haven't been into COD for a long time, and I've only been into really the Treyarch zombies, I've played most of them. I skipped some of the other ones, even though I tried Infinity Ward's one, I believe. Which one was that one? I think it was Exo Zombies. I tried that one. But I've pretty much played without fail every single Treyarch zombies, and this might be the first one I say nay. Because I've kind of fell out of it, I've kind of had my fun with zombies, but I don't know if I'm fully ready to get out the pool. Because zombies is very near and dear to my heart. Black Ops 1, part of my childhood, man. Zombies brought my friend group together in middle school. We played it, I stuck with it. Even with Cold War, I did, what was it? All the Easter eggs? I've done basically every single track Easter egg known to man since, again, Black Ops 1, and retroactively in Cold War as well. But I start with Black Ops 1. But either way, Black Ops 6 Zombies came out, I reacted to it, and since I've had time to simmer with it, to sit with it, I haven't really changed my opinion on it, I'll be honest. I think that they are really taking a safe route. Now again, to kind of echo what I said in the other video, it's really hard to do what they're doing. When a series lasts this long, you either have to completely change it, or basically not change it at all, and it's just a fan favorite classic. And Treyarch is kind of in a middle ground here, where it's like if they change it too much, people complain. If they don't change it enough, certain people get angry and upset. So where do you find the middle ground to please everyone? Well, it's like Avalon. It doesn't fucking exist. So it's really hard to do, but I think they're staying on the side of safety. They are adding a lot of good things in, a lot of ulterior non-gameplay things, like not specific to the in-game stuff. Well, I mean, it does affect it, but the biggest thing is save and quit. You can save and quit, and you could come back to it in solo, which, thank God, this is a god amazing change. But it's like that doesn't really affect actual gameplay. It just affects how you interact with it, which is good. Again, it's not bad, but actual gameplay wise, it literally just looks like Cold War, but like slightly updated. Which then again, you could go back and say that about every zombies, right? What's the big difference between Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2? At the end of the day, most of the time, what we want is new perks, new wonder weapons, new maps, and obviously new lore and Easter eggs. That's pretty much the standard, that's the formula, and for a long time, I think that's going to please people. It has pleased people, and it pleased me. Now, because the lore kind of went where it went, I don't really care about the lore anymore. Now that, Premises chapter ended and all that shit ended, allegedly, even though they're dredging it back up with the corpse of Richthofen, I kind of was like, okay, I've had my fun with zombies. It was very fun, but eventually all good things have to come to an end, and that's why I'm sort of halfway out the pool. Now, this game will really decide if I'm going to stay back in the pool, and that's not to say a future game can't bring me back in. But right now, I'm kind of getting out of my zombies phase that lasted since I was in middle school. And now I'm way past college, so it definitely lasted a long time. And again, it's always going to remain near and dear to my heart. But so far, this thing, the more and more I sit on it, the more and more I think of it, the more and more I see it, doesn't really look all that impressive. It looks nice, it looks fine, but it doesn't look like anything new. And again, I've had my fair shake of zombies. I'm ready to let other people who are excited for it and new to it experience it. So, what does that kind of mean? That kind of means I'm leaning towards not really fucking with it. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the more I hear. But
We're all very
let's take a look
proud.
at these videos. So, we have two videos here. I shouldn't have gone into it just yet. We have this guy who's basically heading zombies for now. I forgot his name, but this is about the characters and story intel drop. And then this is the Terminus intel drop. So this is about the one of two maps that they're releasing. The other one being Liberty Falls, which I mistakenly said was Terminus, but we came to find out last video that Terminus was just that big. And also, last time I forgot the game modes, but it was Grief and Turned, and I remember them now. But either way, let's take a look what they're doing with stories. Again, big thing here that I want to see is no operators whatsoever in zombies, only zombies lore characters, because that makes it way better. But we'll see. The way they tell the story is a little different now. Obviously, back in the day, it was way more hands off. It was more adult. It was more better. Now it's way more guided because it's more generalized. It's for a wider audience. And when you do stuff for a wider audience, you need to make it easier, which is, again, why they're also adding guided mode to make things a lot easier. So now it's becoming a lot less of an achievement if you get the Easter egg. The biggest thing is if you get it before anyone gets it, which is where you get the special calling card before guided mode releases. So it's not a lot, but it's something. But, you know, the more I sat on that, the more I was like, this is kind of wiener. But let's see if they're going to reveal any information on if operators are going to be in zombies. Let's see.
We're all very proud and excited about this game, and
we
can't wait to see fans get their hands on it.
Oh boy, they say the same shit every time.
At the end of Cold War, our heroes kind of saved the day. We had contained the Dark Ether.
Richtofen imprisoned them somewhere. Fast forward 6 years, and our crew have been in the deepest, darkest hole that the director could find to conceal them from the rest of the world, and we will be breaking them out and discovering the state of the world. All of the characters have gone under quite a bit of a change. Prison changes people. That's kind of inevitable.
Prison changes people, all right. I wonder how it does that. If any of y'all know Big Herc, you know what prison does. People ain't selling wolf tickets.
Crew for zombies this game is Weaver, Dr. Gray, Carver, and Maya.
Crazy that that's Dr. Gray, by the way. Like I gotta see that again. Hold
for
on.
Zombies this game is Weaver.
So Weaver looks pretty much the same.
Dr. Gray.
Dr. Gray does not look like Dr. Gray, man. For reference, let me bring up a picture of Dr. Gray. Cold War Dr. Gray. Fuck, I misspelled her name, but I think I did. Elizabeth Gray. This is Dr. Gray. Like, she had black hair, and then she went to prison, and, like, God knows what the fuck happened to her. Like, holy moly, she died. I think she became just, like, a prison boss. Like, my lord.
Hey, Carver, and Maya.
Carver's pretty funny. Carver, we only saw him
for
for
zombies this game is Weaver, Dr. Gray, Carver.
Carver, we barely get a nice image of him. He's too, like, jostled around, but he looks pretty much the same. He was, like, a military general, too. Like, he was high up. I'm surprised Richtofen was able to do what he did, but then again, we all know it's Richtofen.
And Maya. The first three were our handlers in Cold War.
You got Weaver, who's this grizzled veteran, used to be a CIA spy.
Weaver was in Black Ops 1, by the way, I believe.
Spec Ops soldier.
He's been through a lot since the events of Cold War. I think it's hit him harder than most because he failed his team, and he's
the one who got his eye ripped out too. Like, bro, he is a badass.
Had 6 years to have that guilt amass. Gray has undergone a transformation.
She's
that's saying it lightly.
Physically toughened up a lot compared to the kind of lab geek that she was, and that's going to be very
That does not look like her. I swear to God, that does not look like her at all.
important now that she's boots on ground.
Holy shit.
Carver is the hardcore military guy.
He's been stripped of his rank. Trying to find his place could be something that he could possibly struggle with.
He's fucking jacked.
Supposed to be dead.
And then we have Dr. Peck. Yo, Dr. Peck is my favorite. Fuck, I forgot what he says in Firebase. He's like, oh, no. Like, he says it in a stupid voice. I love that.
Maya is a new character that we're adding.
She's coming into this story desperately trying to find her brother. She's had to make an unlikely ally in the form of Peck.
See, my question is, how are we gonna, like, care about this? Like, it's a very hard thing to do, and I'm not, like, a fucking English major, so I don't know how to properly do this, but how are they gonna make us care about her story? How are we gonna care about her brother? Imagine her brother is Takeo. I'm calling it right now. They're gonna exhume all the fucking corpses from, like, the old story in different ways. They're basically gonna, like, I don't want to say reincarnate them, but they're basically gonna bring them back. Richtofen's already back, right? It might not be the old Richtofen, but it's Richtofen. We saw his face. So I'm wondering if her brother's gonna be Takeo or something. Or maybe it's gonna be Nikolai, who knows? I doubt it'll be Dempsey.
This is Maya. She's with me.
Yo,
Peck was a villain from the previous game, so they are not happy to see him.
That kind of adds suspicion to Maya's character in everyone's eyes. Like, why are you hanging out with this guy? He's part of the reason we're here. You can't trust him.
But they quickly realize that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they all are aligned on wanting to hunt down Richtofen and getting revenge.
All of us here have a common enemy. The guy who locked you up.
We're going to be having
His
hero
voice is
character
so cool.
interactions, so they're going to be speaking to each other.
All those years behind the bars. Feels good to get hands
Thank
on.
God. So this tells me more and more they're not going to go with operators.
Pace yourself, Carver. I think we're just getting started.
That's only going to be happening when they play the dedicated crew.
Oh no. Oh no, that means you might be able to play other characters. Oh no.
Interact with each other, you get a lot more information
I don't
about how
like
their
that.
relationships sort of change.
Look alive, Gray.
And you can still play as
I
any
do
other
not like
operator,
that.
but if
Oh
you choose
oh my God, they revealed it. No, no.
to play as these hero characters, you're just going to get a richer experience because there's just more narrative content. To put the players actually into the characters that are
This is so sad.
living the story, it brings back that tightness that I think fans loved and are going to really welcome back this time around.
The teams have been working so hard, and we're really excited for everyone to experience the characters and the story in Black Ops 6.
Oh, I'm sure. More and more, I'm not liking this, man. And then we're gonna get more on August 28th, which is about literally 2 weeks from right now, ironically enough. Okay, well that's a big bummer. I mean, I'm glad that they're keeping one foot in. Like, you know, they are promoting in some way, shape, or form, like using the actual story characters. But yeah, no, these people are like throwaways. See, the thing I liked about Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2 and stuff is you cared about these characters. They were wacky, they were silly. Bricktoffen, Dempsey, Takeo, and them, Nikolai, like they were all wildly different, and they had their own little group dynamic. One of them liked the other, one of them hated the other. They all had like a little like weird, unironically, love triangle between them. They were interesting characters, and they stayed consistent, and they weren't just throwaways, right? Like they were actually good, and you could see them from game to game. They didn't just stay in World at War. They didn't just stay in Black Ops 1, even though in World at War I think it was kind of no-name soldiers, but I forgot. But I don't like this, man. More and more, this is not good. But either way, let's go to the Terminus intel drop. Ooh, sorry about that. There we go. So, yeah, let's take a look. But this isn't looking good so far.
Terminus is one of our biggest round-based maps we've ever made, and
It is big.
full of experiences to discover and really
Is it
explore.
the PP
We're here
Bison?
to
It's
break
not the
down
PP
all the
Bison.
new features.
But
that are-
that looks like old school Black Ops 1 zombies. When you would load into the map, they would play like comic strips. And see, this is the big thing I'm talking about. Like, Black Ops 1, when you would go in solo, you'd have different loading screens you wouldn't get in multiplayer that would actually tell you more of the lore. They wouldn't spoon feed it to you. They wouldn't make a big deal out of it. They left it there. A lot of it was secretive. A lot of it, you'd have to like solve ciphers and do all this shit to figure out. It was actually fucking good, and you relied on YouTubers, sadly. But, you know, it was a different experience, and it was better in my eyes. Now it just feels too corporate, too lifeless, too soulless, but who knows? Like, a lot of things now that they've become mainstream, especially gaming, have become kind of soulless, and it's really sad, but I don't think we'll ever get to that era, and even if we do, I don't think I'll ever experience it in the same way. Because a lot of this is, a lot of people kind of like me are either stuck with it for so long they don't want to leave it, kind of like my addiction to video games and League of Legends and gachas, but also because they're trying to relive or just get back to the glory days, which sadly is looking like more and more we can never do.
going to be coming to Black Ops 6.
That fucking statue
Break
was from
down all
Cold
the
War,
new
by the way.
features that are going to be coming to Black Ops.
This guy, I believe, is from Cold War. It was the fucking Russian guy they made a big deal about. This guy was nothing.
6.
Terminus. I love the name. Terminus is so good.
Terminus is taking place in the early 90s, 5 years after the events of Cold War zombies.
Oh.
Seemed like a really cool place, like a tropical setting with various little islands out in the distance.
It's one part jail and other part secret research facility in the Philippines.
See, my big question is, and they said this in the last video, they said they want you to be able to go anywhere. They want you to be able to, like, if you see it, you can go there. How are doors going to work? I mean, they could easily fix this if they add in, like, blockages or, like, very specific one-way in, one-way out things. But aside from that, how are you really going to, like, have doors be as impactful? You know, this is probably a nitpick, but let's see.
To just develop weird science. The first thing you're going to see is just everything's dark, really moody. Everything looks shut down. You know something's happened there.
We want to set the mood so the player could feel the chaos of the recent outbreak of the zombies. We push the visual a lot, so make it more realistic.
We're treating Terminus as a living world, which are just different ways to bring the
What
world
the
to life.
fuck?
Living
Oh shit, it
World
woke
is
up.
scripted encounters that we've placed in the map to add to ambience.
See,
You
I
have
like these. These are
tubes
cool.
that have zombies inside of them.
See, the sad part is though, and this is where I feel like it's a bad thing to show in these videos a lot. They're showing most of what they have. Like there's very little left, and this is kind of again what I was talking about before with does he have fucking Spotify open over there? Oh my god, he does. On his left screen there's Spotify. But this is kind of where I think they show too much and don't like they show and tell too much. Where it's like again, back in the day we had to figure this stuff out. It wasn't advertised. Here they're kind of showing a little too much, or they're making it too obvious. Where I assume there's not going to be many more of these after what we see here. Maybe like double.
And when the
If they
player
show two,
walks
maybe
by
there's,
them,
like, 4 or
it'll
5 in
trigger
total.
the escape sequence for them. It'll be very scary and shocking. Give that feeling of, wow, this is a world
Well,
that's
it's not going to be scary and shocking if I see this video because I know it's
prior to the
coming.
player coming in.
Zombies have been attacking everything.
Now, granted, when I was a kid, I was actually really fucking scared of zombies. That shit actually scared me, but that has largely to do in Black Ops 1 with the color, the theme, everything about the game kind of coalesced together, but especially the color and the theme. It was darker, it was moodier. Like, even the map of Kino der Tone just looks like amazing. Oh my god.
Everywhere. So
Color
as you move
scheme.
into
Now
these
it's very
spaces, we're really
bright,
telling that
which
story.
I like.
Prison
It's a
guards are
different
still
style.
dying around you. You would encounter maybe a guard being eaten alive by a couple zombies, and then they see you and come and attack
Wow.
you.
The zombies, they're going to range
Another one
from
they spoiled.
scientists to security experiments.
Every time you enter a new space,
Oh,
you don't know
God, that's a
exactly what to
big
expect.
boy.
A zombie head pops out as a vermin, and then it eventually gestates and then becomes a parasite.
The tentacle trap that's just an awesome trap.
The tentacle trap, they're placed over doorways. It drops down and eats up all the zombies that pass through.
So
It's
it
a
sounds
beast
like you
of a main
can choose
quest.
where to
It'll
put
use
that.
the ocean, it'll use the islands, it'll use every part of the map proper. It's one of the bigger maps we've created.
We wanted you to really think about how you're moving through this space. We never had
Is
a
there
drivable vehicle.
doors?
You can go drive a boat anywhere on the entire map. All that space out there that I
See,
thought
how
was
is it
just
gonna
the
work with the
environment, that
zombies?
feeling
What
of,
if you just drive
I
it
can go
forever?
anywhere. It's so exciting. In true zombies fashion, you're never safe anywhere for very long. A little bit of a foreshadow to something bigger that you might
Yeah,
encounter.
another thing we're not going to be surprised about anymore.
You know, we're really excited for everyone to just get their hands on it in Black Ops 6.
Yeah, we're always excited. Cool. So, yeah, more of the same shit, man. More of the same shit. Man, I don't think we'll ever get back to the Prime days. Now, one thing I'm concerned about, and I don't know if this is a full concern, but I don't really know how the DLCs work in COD anymore. I'm pretty sure you're probably going to have to buy the zombie maps as DLC, but, you know, do they still get bundled with the multiplayer maps like they did in my day? You know, I really don't know these things anymore, but, you know, best case scenario, the zombie maps are free because they're microtransactioning the game, and you have to buy the game anyway, and there's microtransactions. And don't think for a second they're not going to monetize the gobblegums, because they are. But one major thing I'm questioning is, are they going to do this for every map? And if so, is that going to affect how much DLC zombie maps we get? Because I don't want them half-baking a map, because the maps are bigger in scope, so they require more work, but they still have the same deadlines as other COD games where they have to get the DLCs out alongside the multiplayer maps, which results in degraded maps over time because maybe they don't have enough time. Now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they already worked on them, maybe they could handle the workload, maybe they have enough people, but I don't know, but it's a slight concern. But aside from that, I mean, excuse me, yeah, just a lot of stuff, they kind of showed it, they didn't let us experience it, they kind of show it. Now, granted, not everyone's going to watch this, let alone my reaction to it, but still. These are things where it's just a new era of zombies, and it's one that, again, so far, and obviously people could kind of tell with my mood and my opinions on this, but I'm more and more leaning on I might not try it, but I don't know. I really gotta see, man. I gotta hear from the zombies YouTubers what they think. Hopefully they're not shills, because I definitely am not, because I'm not making a cent from these. But, you know, we still gotta see, but it's not looking good, man. I don't know. It's, you know, either I'm burnt out on zombies, I'm jaded, or it's just too CORPA. Who knows? But either way, that's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed my reactions. If you want more, please let me know, because I'm on the fence about making more. I might not. I don't know. But hopefully everyone enjoyed, and hopefully you guys watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel.